Hello, hello. Here we are yet again. Today, we're playing Grim Dawn. Got an obsidian chess piece, and I have my doubts that this is obsidian. It's too shiny. Chrono Cross. That sounds awesome. Let's give it a shot. See if it's on Spotify. Chrono Cross. See what pops up. Oh, I'm still playing the soundtrack. Yeah, it's here. Well, you called it, Mad Hat. That's what we're listening to. Doesn't look too bad. Give me a start. How you doing today? Hope you had a good Friday. Another day. Hell yeah. Get that started. Turn that down. Yeah, this might be pretty good. It's pretty chill. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, we got through the Temple of the Three. Yeah, it was pretty cool, actually. I was pretty happy with that. And the fact that we got an attribute point from that was top-notch. Chef kiss. Because you can't actually see me do that. Now, this has been bothering me. I need to go kill these bees real quick. Just to get it off of my thing. But we'll take it as a warm-up. It's at Twin Falls. You find the good beehives. And I also need a more of my bee balms. I use them pretty frequently. Yeah. Oh, okay. I hear what you're doing, soundtrack. Oh, this is a good suggestion. I don't think I ever played Chrono Cross. Was it any good? I mean, I know you can say it's a classic, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Okay, nice. Oh, no kidding. Would you recommend it? Does it hold up? Oh, okay. Actually, that might be a good question. Does it live up to the rose-tinted goggles, right? Like, is it as good as you remembered? Because there's some games I played when I was younger that, like, I absolutely adored, and then when I played when I was older, like, maybe not. Sudoku? No, not Sudokin. Not Sudoku. Picked up Star Ocean. Hey, what's going on, Lucas Rico? How you doing? We're talking old school JRPGs. Star Ocean. I think I remember getting one of those, like a remaster. I had a hard time getting into it, but I didn't really know what I was getting into. Good. I do like how they're making some of those old original PlayStation games a little more visually palatable. Which, they blew my mind at the time. But, you know, maybe doesn't hold up these days. Nice. What you been up to all day, Lucas? How you feeling? Hopefully a little bit better than yesterday. No, I don't have my little clouds. Okay, nice. So by this, how do we define a remaster? Is that just like a graphical update? Or is that like almost like a complete rework? Oh no, your cholesterol's high. Ouch, that's rough. Hopefully I can get you on a plan to get that evened out. Some have been graphical, UI, and quality of life. That's nice. Although, that actually brings up a good question. Like there are some games that have actually kind of a, like, sometimes they're jankiness that make them good, right? So, like, I'm almost afraid that some of them might change the quality of life updates that actually make the game kind of good unto itself. Now, I mean, mind you, that might be video game Stockholm Syndrome. I'm willing to admit that, but I don't know. Like, I think one of the more famous examples, like Shadow of the Colossus, right? Like, they use, like, you know, video game movie magic to actually, like, you know, make the setting look, like, iconic and unique. But, like, when they remastered it and took away that little aspect, it completely changed the setting of the game. It didn't really convey the same sense of openness. Yeah, no major changes to the game. That's pretty good. I seem to remember, like, the old Metal Gears used to do that all the time. It's like, hey, yeah, we got this remastered version, but we completely changed the game. I think they did that for, what was it? Like, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes? Like, it was a complete remake, and they completely changed a whole bunch of aspects to it. No, I'm excited for it. I'm not against, you know, a reimagining of a good game. Although, I would be especially happy if they actually, like, you know how they always remaster really good games? Like, what if they take a remaster of, like, a really, like, maybe a game that had a really cool idea but didn't, like, you know, do it so hot in the time, and, like, kind of, like, completely remaster that idea. I'd like to see that. Like, give it another breath of life so that maybe they can convey that idea a little bit stronger. I don't know. An example? Give me a moment to think that. Let's say one game that I thought was phenomenal, but didn't, like, do so hot. What's a good example? Brute Force. There was an Xbox game called Brute Force, right? It had a really cool concept. It was like, oh my god. It was a, like, team-based shooter or whatnot, right? It was able to, like, you know, you had to control... Oh my god. I'm not ready to die. I need to start paying attention. Hold up. Why is that guy so dangerous? Okay. But yeah, you're fighting. It had a cool concept, a bunch of interesting mechanics, but the game itself was a little bit of a flop. Just didn't, you know, didn't sell well, came out with the Xbox. Now, mind you, I'm fully aware that it may be that I saw it with, you know, rose-tinted goggles from the past. But, I mean, yeah, it's like, I feel like if that game got half a chance, it could have been a really cool franchise. There's always that one game, oh shit, what is it called? I just saw it. God damn it, I'm having a brain fart, I'm sorry. I swear, I can convey better ideas. Annihilation Earth, that's another one. That was like an RTS, that had different factions. You had, like, your humans, but then you had, like, the invading force, but their entire, like, focus was surrounded by tripods. Kind of like War of the Worlds style. And, like, the tripod was the base. That one was pretty cool. There's a game called Future Tactics that's really good. That was done as more of a comedy, but as, like, kind of a turn-based RPG. It was actually pretty good. A little underappreciated, I think. Mind you, these are all PS2 games. Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore! A junkyard area? You know, it's been so long since I played it, I can't even tell you. Of which one? Are we talking about Brute Force, Future Tactics, or a Annihilation Earth? No, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I see my health dropping. Too fast. Future Tactics. That has been so long since I played it, I struggle to remember large portions of it. Yeah, get me the fuck out of here. I don't need to do this. You know who I am? I'm way past here. But yeah, I seem to recall it may have briefly had like a junkyard area, but it was a mostly like outdoors. You could like destroy the terrain. Like you had your set characters. One of the guys' main thing was like he carried a grenade launcher or something and did area of effect damage. One guy had shot. He had like 5 bazooka people. Earlier Armored Core, yeah, that's a good point. Although I would argue Armored Core 4 is a pretty good remaster and reimagining of that series. Or, sorry, 5? 6? What's the most recent one? Yeah. Those would be sweet, though. Like, seeing videos about them and how it kind of, like, go through the, you know, how they go through their conflicts is pretty interesting. Yeah, that's another part when it comes to, like, remembering these games. I played them so long ago that I do have a hard time remembering them. 6, yes, but the others 1 to 3. At least your memory had their own stories. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, seeing... Oh! That's a game. Sorry. Actually, I don't mean to go off track, Vox. But you did just remind me of one perfect example of, like, it could use a remaster that would make it phenomenal. But Phantom Crash. That game was amazing. I know it was for the Xbox. But that one was a mech game, but it was done as kind of like a sport. And but it had like, you know, this, in between the battles, they had this absurdly long, intricate, like, anime, you know, sport. You're getting to know the other units. You had to, you know, build up your mech in the particular arenas, and then you had to actually go do the fights and win. That game was awesome. Yeah, I do think, I mean, if they're spending so much time increasing a, like, you know, remastering Dark Souls, which does surprise me a little bit. I would be surprised if they don't actually dive into their much older IPs and try to, you know, revitalize them. Like, who's here for a Kingsfield or Shadow Tower reboot, right? Soundtrack's so happy. I keep wanting to look at the map to see where the beehive is. And finding more enemies. I actually think it might be, like, down here. And if it is... We're doing this again. This one. Trying to get this a daily mission off my roster. There we go. I gotta find out how to open that devotion shrine. I don't remember how to do that. I mean, surely beating the Lagorian would, you know, give me access to that, right? This one. So I'm kind of like right before... I'm on the Rocky Coast right before the old Arcovio Rift. There's this, shrine. Oh, it's already been restored? What? There's one of them that says it's sealed by chthonic powers. That might actually be farther up over here. Yeah, right here. By the desecrated shrine, by the Ascaran Valley Rift. Oh! Well, okay. We gotta become friends with rovers. I suppose. I actually really like the rovers, so I don't mind helping them. Okay. In fact, I might actually be honored. Am I not? Yeah, I am honored. So we'll go say hi to them after this. Yeah, that means the Devil Crossing probably has their secret Slith mission. Pretty easy upgrade since a bunch of runs. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised what all is included in the Arcovian Undead. Because I feel like I'm killing, like, random enemies and still getting Rover XP. It's like, I didn't even know you were undead. There we go. The Grand Queen. Man, I feel like my title should just be the Grand Anything. Just, like, give me a title and just put Grand in front of it and I'd be happy. The Grand Viscount. The Grand Jubilee. I don't know. It just sounds particularly opulent and I like it. I gotta get my royal honey. The bee balms are too important. They also last so long. Like, what other ointment lasts 900 seconds? That's amazing. Like, maybe there's an armor one I should find. Oh, well, okay. And also, you may remember in that conversation, while I do agree with you, I do also frequently forget that they exist. Yeah, I gotta see. It's are those like in the reputation stores? I might grab a couple of those if they happen to like boost up resistances. If I kind of know what I'm getting into, that might be helpful. And solve my problems with money. There with the crafter. Oh, yeah! Okay. I keep thinking about getting, like, armor upgrades, but then I never do. Yeah, here he is. Talk to me. Hello, friend of the Rawari. I apologize to interrupt you in your important travels, but I must ask something of you. What is it? Far to the north, the Scaran Mountains, shrine dedicated to Magdrogan. Patron of beasts, guardian of the Rawari. For generations, our people have visited Magdrogan's sacred altar and pay homage. Bestow his wisdom on the Rowan inspired people to leave Arkova. Bolticathan, followers of the dead god, have desecrated our sacred ground and destroyed the shrine of Magdrogan. What can be done? The shrine lies in ruin, blah blah blah. I will restore it. Oh. That is a lot of things. Ruined Stone, don't know where that is. Spirit of Magdrogan, don't know where that is. Ancient Heart, yeah, okay, I got a bunch of those. Can I, like, ask this man? Hi, where do I find this? This damage, Colticathan, the parts lost into the Void. You must enter the Void Rifts in Bloodgrove, to the north of Homestead, Plain Strife, and to the north of Fort Icon. Oh! Oh, let's get on that. Oh yeah, I usually carry the Royal Balm, Royal one that does energy. One for... Really? The Royal Balm, I haven't actually... This really isn't a very energy-heavy character, to be honest. Dunes. But yeah, Chaos resistance, that one's actually pretty important. Even though I did recently max out my chaos resist. Do they do one for physical resist? Like, can I get a physical resistance ointment? I'd be into that. Oh, shame. Do you think that would be too OP? Sharpshooter's coat. And if this game actually had like decent sniping mechanics, a sharpshooter would be pretty fun. Malduin's coat. Huh. Man, I am so excited for the expansion. I know I say it like once a stream, but damn. Just seeing all the new stuff that this game can probably convey makes me giddy. I will pawn all this stuff off to you. And we're gonna go on a journey. I know we had a destination in mind, but easily distracted. That's me. Got these, yeah, 30 second, 900. That's increasing the damage. How do I not have this? Grindstone or Guardstone, the Rancor. Like, this would be really good for a Dreeg or a soldier. Summoner. Nah, this guy is not for me. However, gives me my elemental damage, energy regen. Does anything do health regen? One-hand weapons, shields. What? I can't put it on a two-hand weapon? Oh, well, I take it back. Potent troll wart. Here, start slapping this stuff on me. I don't understand. Why would I pick this over this? 20%? 18%? Oh, but it also increases my resistance. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so I do have an augment. This is awesome. Additional power. That's what I like to see. I would like to put that on you. I would like to put that on you. Boom.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Hell yeah. I completely forgot about those augments. I'm being 100% honest. You know, I swear I will beat this difficulty eventually, but I do want the devotion shrines. Those are actually pretty critical to these runs. I want to go here to the Bloody Grove. And then that way we're going to be able to manage what kind of damage we're doing. I'm excited to get this a cleansing ability. It does seem pretty strong. If it works in a way I think it does. It's a big if. Alright, but we're going to see if we can find some void portals. We're going to hit everybody with the sword. Whoa, you doubt me? I don't doubt you at all. Besides, it's an old adage. I trust, but I verify. It does not mean trust exists. It doesn't mean distrust exists. It simply means I'm just double checking the work. Making sure, acknowledging you're human. But no, if it does function in the same way as the Nullify, just every time you hit, that sounds so OP. And it's also a direct lead into the Tree of Life, which I want to go there anyway. If I get the devotion towards that direction, I'd have so much freaking a health regen, it's not even funny. Well, I get you. But I mean, like, every 20 seconds, basically. I mean, it'll level up pretty quick, because I am going to put it on Savagery. Now, I always seem to remember that trying to find said portal is a nightmare. It's only when you're not looking for it. It's pretty, pervasive. Yeah, I'm coming, Mr. Bloodboil. Lucius Bloodboil. He comes from a long line of Bloodboils, renowned in his part of the woods. Okay. And besides, enough of the super heavy bosses, like, they give you so many random debuffs that just get rid of them pretty much almost at will. See, would seem very strong. Hey, Opal, how you doing? Happy Friday. I hope the day's going wonderful for you. I'm trying to find a portal to the Abyss, and these guys aren't helping me get there. Don't you want me to see the void? You want me to share the gifts? It's probably farther north. Not bad, not great. I get you. Some days be like that. It's Friday the 13th. So I don't know if you're feeling particularly lucky or particularly not. Now, I feel like this portal moves. Maybe I'm just not exploring the Blood Grove thorough enough. I feel like I may have gone too far. I do like how organically the enemies change in a particular area. I don't know about you, but it kind of like, you know, seems sudden. But like once you actually get into the swing of it, no pun intended, it kind of feels like these have been the only enemies you've been fighting the whole time. It's really just a very sudden shift. You know, I think the Rowari would be pretty impressed with this character. Like, they actively know that the pieces of McDrogan are in these rifts, right? But our character here is just totally okay with walking into, like, you know, this Eldritch Void with the expectation of pulling something out of it. Which I gotta say, is probably not something a lot of people would do. Or maybe it is something a lot of people do, because this place is populated with a lot of bones. Yeah, exactly. He's got super protagonist power. Excuse me? You're just summoning demons, huh? No big deal? Ados Alos. Got the Wen Kazul, the Hungering Blade. Zayeth Uthax. I do like how ridiculous the names are. Full of apostrophes. Hey, what's going on, Lo? How you doing? Happy weekend. Hopefully the day treats you fine. Someone just boosted the server. Wait, really? Whoa! Dude, sick. Thank you, man. That's huge. Sounds like a madman. Dude, that's incredibly thoughtful of you. I appreciate it. Oh, well, I mean, regardless, you chose me to boost, and I am nonetheless grateful. You have earned yourself a boon. Speak the word. If it's in my power, I will strongly consider it. Hell yeah. Thank you, bud. Demo Sunday? Baby steps? I can do that. Okay. This demo Saturday, I will track down baby steps. Now, I do ask, is this a game I would like? Doesn't change my answer. Doesn't change that I'm going to do it or not. Nope, I'm going to hate it. Awesome. Look forward to it. Oh, Mad popped up. Saw that Returnal was out. I am super excited for that. A little dismayed because there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out. We are going to like it. That's what matters. And then Death Stranding adds a bathroom breaks I'm sorely missing. Wait, I thought you were joking about the bathroom breaks. Are there seriously bathroom breaks in that game? I've deliberately not been looking too far into it after the initial, like, kind of reveal trailer. If there's a bathroom mechanic, I'd be weirdly happy. Like, I don't strive for that in a game, but I at least have to go potty pretty bad. Okay. Huh. Wait, there's a Death Stranding 2 demo? What? Oh, gotcha, okay. Sorry, I was about to be like, holy shit! I mean, I wouldn't have played it anyway, because, you know, you can only experience something for the first time once. And I want my time with Death Stranding to be special. Yeah, baby steps. Yeah, Sunday. That's when I do my, you know, my littler one. So now that it's Next Fest, I'm going to try to do a, you know, maybe a couple weeks of demo. I got a whole slew of them. You guys gave me a ton of awesome suggestions. Yeah, especially the fact that it's a coming out while I'm on vacation. I couldn't have planned that better myself. Because let me tell you, I did not plan it. But come on, do I look like a guy with a plan? It's probably like up here somewhere. Oh wait, no, it's right there. Haha! I almost doubted. Almost. Remember, never doubt yourself. Oh, it's literally right there. Okay, I can do that. Easiest fetch quest ever. Oh yeah, we left it next to the front door. We're sorry we took it. I mean, I'm still gonna ravage this entire landscape, but, you know. I can do so with a confidence that my quest is complete. We do gotta do that Slith mission, too. I actually particularly like that one. It has a lot of lore. Shows about the origin, about, you know, how they created this new species of poisonous snake men. You look like a guy who's lost his plan as soon as you set it down to do something. Yeah. You caught me right there. See, I'm more of a broad strokes of a plan. Like, you know, in the great tapestry of making a plan, right? Some people have, like, you know, one of those super fine paintbrushes. Nah. I'm the paint roller kind of guy. Broad strokes. Really broad strokes. Like painting a room broad strokes. That way, no matter the outcome, yeah, that was my plan all along. Yeah, I saw that you made more progress in Thief, Opal. Kind of excited to take the time to watch that one. I've been enjoying it, seeing you get through that game. Can almost inspire me to eventually, I mean, you know, I know we got a lot of games going on, but try at least a stealth game. Of some sort. It's been too long, but seeing you play that, it actually making me want to do it. But it's what I say, too many games. Too many. We'll find some time for it, I'm sure. Oh. Whoa, purple. Hello. Yeah, you did. Was not expecting the asylum to be a horror theme. I don't know. I mean, like, you know, it's not exactly obvious that they're trying to go horror elements in the game. But it does track from the original game itself, because it does kind of lean. Not necessarily into horror, but it has, like, undead and stuff. Yeah, purple items are crazy strong. I'm looking at these boots. And, I am intrigued. Yeah, take these off. How does that hit me? Wow, my resistances don't even move. I like it. So, if I increase my all damage... These have incredible armor. Talk to me about these. What's better? I mean, Flame Patch is nice, but I can wear these now. I've made a decision. Eastern Robes, Ice and Lightning. Cool. Ooh, that impacts my Chaos Resist pretty high. Oh, but it's also Mage Armor. Like, there's no way my Spirit's getting that high reasonably. I may pass on that one. Yeah, hopefully the horror area didn't spoil your mood for the game. I think it's part of the game's charm, how it kind of, like, you know, shifts in a genre, but I can totally see how people don't care for that. Ooh. Now, these gloves are quite good. What happens if I take these off? Wait, yeah, I know I got that. Please give me ether resist. Okay. Look at these. The Touch of Ever-Living Grove. Sounds awesome. It's gonna massively, with the oak skin and Heart of the Wild, it's gonna massively increase my health regeneration. I might take a little bit of blow with a my damage. I mean, that's not awful. I can counteract that with a just a better weapon. I can't wait. Hopefully, by the time I get level 100, I can start thinking about, you know, equipping all my items as purples. And now that I got those little dust pouches, I can start boosting my resistances that way. You do like stealth. It's kind of like a puzzle. Yeah. In a non-stealth game, it's usually bad with its insta-fails, unpolished mechanics. Yeah. And I do find if the game is designed with stealth in mind, they tend to, like, lean on that and do that better. Now, it may be a little old school, so super hard to get into, but I do recommend at least trying the original Thief. Those games, while a little bit janky, were still incredibly fun. Like, that game's basically the definition. As I told a Mad Hat, is just because it's a classic, it does not necessarily mean it's good, but that one's a classic and good. Like, very much a trendsetter. Made you a little more reluctant, but you do really like the game story, so you're definitely... So you just say, not a fan of horror? So, like, not a setting that you enjoy, or is it just scary stuff is scary? I totally get it either way. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have Thief Gold on Steam, and I played through it for quite a while. But I will say it is rather tough. Whack! Breastplate of Thunder. I'm getting so many lightning themed things that I'm not actually wearing because my resistances are way too tied to my equipment. Which I'll probably make sacrifices come the next, say, difficulty level, but we'll have a shift. I think it's still vital to be somewhat defensive. Oh, snap. I leveled at some point. Now, I do want this. Electrocute. Scary stuff is scary, and you do tend to be affected with a lot more longer than necessarily normal. Oh, I get that. I think I'm getting better about dealing with game stress. Although, I mean, it's cool that you're actually getting better at it. I mean, but I would say know your limits. I mean, if you don't like something, you don't need to force yourself to do it. Especially if it affects you later on down the road, longer than normal. Now, mind you, I've been very... Yeah. I'll tell you what, Lo. I mean, I appreciate that. And I did promise, partially because I wanted to play it, but good. I will eventually play Prey on stream. Just so that you can experience it without being spooked. Yeah. I get you. Also, how do I get out of here? Yeah, I've become, like, very desensitized to horror just because I've exposed myself to it for so long. So usually when people ask, is it scary? I'm probably the last person who can give them a real answer. Because I don't know. I don't think it is. But I don't think a lot of things are scary. Oops. Now we got to go to the Plains of Strife. I know going off this beaten path thing may not be the most interesting to everybody, but I don't know. That's one thing I enjoy about Grim Dawn. It's a good chance to just chill, kick back, enjoy chat a little bit, as this game isn't so gripping. I mean, it is gripping. I do like the game, but you know, I played it a lot. It's good. Wow. Oh, weapons, rings, amulets. I didn't put anything to my amulet.
Well spent.
Done it.
Huh? What?
Gotten off the beaten path yet? See? I'm helping Mad Hat sleep. I might as well be considered a doctor at this point. I'm actually a medical professional. Sleep hypnosis is what I accomplish.
Come see what's left of my
That is not true. I'm not a medical professional. I cannot solve your problems. Ever so slightly stronger. I love it. And my armor skyrockets. And by skyrockets, I mean 40 points. And then these gloves. I mean, that is an impact.
iron well spent.
One thing I can do, I can just get an inscription over here.
Got something you need stashed?
Oh yeah, that's another question. Okay, take the game inscription. Is that the sort of thing people would be interested in? Because after the Demo Fest weekend, I am thinking of kind of leaning a little bit more on Sundays instead of kind of having like a few more of those story ones. I think I've done a lot of those, but maybe I'm burning myself out a little bit. But how do we feel about moving on to a few more roguelikes and doing that a few times? Does that sound fun? Like maybe do some inscription. Not sure if I'm quite ready yet to do an additional run on a Deep Sky Derelict, but maybe dive into Monster Train a little bit. Ooh. $75, huh? That's only 5 points off. Ah, see, this is when I start making concessions that they impact me negatively. That is a chunk. That's 1,000 points of damage. But the healing potential is just... I can't deny that. 1825? Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on this.
I'm committed to it. Well, let's slap something around first. Before I convince myself that I need to destroy my objects to force commitment, let's actually do the scientific method. Where is the battlefield? That would be... here? No, Plains of Strife. Here we go. You do you. As long as you keep playing you to be an audience member, I'll be happy with whatever you stream. Hey, look! I mean, you know. You gotta say, your quality of audience member is pretty high. I mean, you know, with the budget cuts we've had, you're still on the team, so you gotta feel good about that. It's like, yes, we gotta look at the bottom line, but, like, you know, let's be honest. You raise the bottom line. Those flesh hulks are so tanky. Okay, I have not lost too much of my damage potential. I feel comfortable getting rid of those items. Yeah, I think a few runs of Inscription. They got a DLC that I've never beaten. It's the Casey's mod, so they basically just go more on the roguelike. So maybe on Sundays, we'll do a run of Inscription, and then like try to beat the campaign, and then after that do Casey's mod. I don't know. I'm in the mood for cards. I like deck builders. And yes, Slow, I am aware of the Bazaar. I don't know if I want to play that one yet or not. I'm just scared of other people. They'll be better than me. Hey, he's back? What's this BS? Oh, he's the Reborn. Okay, soundtrack check. We still going? Yep, still going strong. Making sure it's not switching soundtracks and I didn't know it. I'm just standing in the ether fire, wailing on this thing. The problem with those pyre guys is not necessarily the damage they do, is they usually sit in the middle of a damaging area, which there's really no armor that protects against. So you're just automatically taking insane amounts of damage, and it kind of forces hitting and running. Which, I mean, obviously there's a strategy that can beat it, but it's really hard to mitigate. Which maybe I mitigate in the with the health regen. I don't know. I'm actually been rather pleased with the health regen on this character. It's been a very large staple in why we've been successful. I mean, there are still things that hit me really hard. But I'm still, if I'm careful, I'm still able to recover. But mind you, this still is only the first difficulty, so, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. We still have yet to meet the ultimate test. Good enough health regen, high enough max health, immortality. Exactly. How's it going, RoboKid? Good to see you. Been a minute. How fares TF2? Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty far cry off from being immortal. Because no matter how much health we have, there's still characters that can do that much damage in a hit. Much to my dismay. Got a brain. Virulent Maw. Okay, so we're looking for the Void Portal. As delightful as beating this place is, it's not the main goal why I'm here. You've been good. I've started playing a little less TF2, a little more RNG games like Roblox, but I still play TF2 a lot of the time. Decent with Troll Deer. Now I'm playing a lot of Medieval. Wait, Medieval? Like the game Medieval? Like the old PlayStation game? I think that's cool. And pretty random. What got that? What drew you to that game? There we go. Chthonic Rift. Yeah, that lightning ability is pretty good. Yeah, it may not be the same thing that you're thinking of, but I too am a big fan of games that have a lot of RNG. But I usually lean more towards like roguelikes and stuff like that. By medieval, you mean medieval Team Fortress 2. There are 2 maps where the mercenaries can only use medieval weapons, so no guns, medics, crossbows. Oh, that sounds fun. Play Demo Night. And the cool thing about medieval TF2 is there's also autocorrect feature, which makes your speech medieval. Oh, that's awesome. Forsooth. That does sound cool. And I really do like how they implement alterations to your communication skills. Like, even if it's a, you know, like localized chat where it's kind of like, you know, the closer you are, it alters how you do the chat and stuff. I always think those level of detail and just how to convey communication is interesting in games. Even if, like, you know, Team Fortress 2, 2 parties trying to kill each other. I get it. So I'm trying to find a Spirit of Madrogan in here. I don't know what a Spirit of Madrogan looks like, but I'm sure it'll be obvious once I find it. Right? Ooh. Easy level. Yeah, we're going to keep our oak skin up high. Because that's actually increasing our armor as well as our resistances, which is actually kind of huge. In fact, may not have maxed out yet, but it's looking good. Looking good to be sure. If you're curious about those maps, they are Bergenhausen and De Groot Keep. Both are additional game modes. They're additional game modes. Slaying Scatter. Well, actually, that's the awesome part about those old school Source games. That's what Team Fortress is true. It's the Source engine. But there is so many like mods and like player-made developments for the game. It's like you have a ton of variety that you really enjoy. Like the official medieval map, that's awesome, and they probably have a whole bunch of people who made a bunch of, you know, fan-made medieval maps too. So you probably have a lot of variety. I think that was my biggest enjoyment when it came from Counter-Strike Source. So the second game that came out was yeah, there were so many freaking maps that you can do. I remember playing with my friends back in high school, and somebody made the Hang 'em High map from Halo, the original Halo, and then just did it with a gun game for Team Fortress 2. That part was pretty cool. Or not Team Fortress 2, sorry. Counter-Strike. I played that game way more than I played Team Fortress 2. Still thought it was a cool concept, though. Electrified demon, you say? Did I pick it up? Manticore Eye. That's not what I'm looking for. Did he really drop a Manticore Eye? Of all goddamn things? Huh. Well. Oh, Eldritch Essence. Okay. Aging yourself, but the original Counter-Strike. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. See, I wasn't actually into PC games when the original Counter-Strike was out, so I completely missed that bandwagon. But I heard, like, you know, the fan base for that game was absolutely ravenous. And I'll be honest, I really do miss LAN parties. It's kind of cool just sitting and playing video games on your own computer, but, like, you know, right next to your friends. Did you ever play what is now called a retro shooter, but some of those older games like, you know, Quake and all them? I think Unreal Tournament was a big one. Yeah, exactly. I guess I would get you pretty good at being able to set up a computer quickly. Yeah, I miss those days. Being able to hang out with your friends. Spend all night drinking Mountain Dew. Just play for, you know, 2 days in a row. Gateway computer? Hell yeah. So basically, not only were you lugging around, the fact that it was, like, probably made out of iron at some point. Had a steel chassis. See, that's a real secret why, you know, people in the past look super buff. It's because they had to carry everything that was made out of stainless steel. There was nothing that was light back then. You like plastic? Well, good thing. We have heavy plastic that deflects bullet. You want a toy car? Well, it's made out of steel. Here's your computer. That's about 50 pounds, a glass computer. And here's our tube monitor. I know that's an exaggeration, but... the monitors were huge. Like big old bricks you have on your desk. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. What got me about those hardcore monitors was the fact that they were so front heavy, right? It's like they look like a huge brick, but when you try to pick it up, it's like, you know, the screen side just drops. It's like, why is this one so heavy? I mean, it's obvious it's full of glass, but still. Yeah, there's one time, and this is back when I was in school, but I had a 40-inch television, right, that I had. Then I just used that as the monitor of my computer. And here's the thing, I wouldn't even sit across the room. I would have that right in front of me, and like, you know, much like how I have my dual monitor set up, I would have to use my peripheral vision in my one-room schoolhouse. Yeah. Where that you actually, you know, you had to tie your hand behind your back because you're left-handed. And that's the hand of the devil. Back when the school teachers can hit you with a ruler. Because spare the rod, spoil the child. I'm not that old. Lowe's not here with his old man quips. Yeah, today's not a day I feel like going out swinging, so I feel like it's a free shot day. I'm feeling magnanimous. The octopus! He comes! I like how he's half octopus, half sorcerer. Like the left hand is just like carrying magic. The other one's a two emote long tentacle. Oh god! What? That's not the way out? Okay, today I've chosen combat. I've only explored half of it. Let's finish it out. Let's finish out this map. Live! Yeah, what's one Eldritch Abyss? I'm born for this kind of carnage. Half octopus, quarter soldier, quarter animatronic. You know, if you go to like a Chuck E. Cheese, why isn't there an animatronic sorcerer? That'd be amazing. Like, why not have an animatronic that's kind of like a, maybe not a parody, but maybe kind of like, you know, a throwback to like that old, you know, fortune teller robot thing that people have? Like the antique toy. Those things are pretty cool. Like, I am the sorceress Maldoon, and I can read your fortune. And then he starts spouting a whole bunch of cryptic shit that could mean a future. Kind of. A fantasy-themed one? Well, see, where I live, we never had, like, as far as I know, I could be incorrect, but we never had those, like, touristy, super fantasy, like, you know, the Knights of the Round Table pizza place. Like, why couldn't I have, like, knights and wizards kind of coming up to my table? I always had to read about those things. I couldn't have some angsty teenager, like, act like one in front of me? Hear the dejected voice. Oh, welcome to the Round Table Pizza. I am Sir Lancelot. How can I take your order? In fact, that's the kind of thing I would probably take a job in one of those places for one year, just to see what it's like. Reminds me of Manticore's Tavern from the movie Onward, but instead of having an actor or a Manticore, it would just be Manticore animatronic. If they had like Manticore and Griffin animatronics, I would be over the effing moon. Like, my niece briefly went through like a Harry Potter phase, but she looked me dead in the eye. She's like, Uncle Daniel, would you have, if you had a chance to have a Griffin, would you? I'm like, yeah, I'd have 10. I'd be a Griffin rancher. Manticore animatronics, but one of those is a coin-operated, rides a Griffin. Oh, that would be awesome. I would do that as an adult. You see my lanky backside jumping on one of those things going, whee! As it's rocking back and forth. Sort of lost the plot in this area. I am not sure where I'm trying to get to. I think I'm trying to find an exit. I feel like I walked in a circle. So in your guys' memory, have you ever like had a particular favorite coin-operated ride that you've gone through? Is that still a thing people have? I mean, I remember those when I was a kid. I loved those. Hang out there with my sisters. I mean, I haven't seen them since I've been really little, but still. Gorath. I love it. He is still level 63. That's terrifying. The silence says a lot. Well, you know, sometimes that's all that need be said. It's okay. The crickets are good friends, too. Well, can't win them all. I mean, maybe it's only really appealing if you're a small kid. I get it. Yeah, I got a Spirit of McDrogan. And I filled up my freaking thing again. I feel like we are... Okay, no, we're still going. God damn, this track has 67 tracks. I can live with that. That's value right there. The frigid barrel of the relentless north. That sounds cool. Now we just need to get our heart, and we will... I've sort of made a character? Let's see. I think. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, so we got dual wielding. Give me a helmet. There we go. We got a little guy. He's got his got his badge. Got his necklace. His power ring. He dual wields pistols. Chestplate with legs in the correct direction. Maybe some kind of shield. The chestplate arms. Hey, there you go. Oh, I got you. The boots, not the legs. Well, it's all sold. Is a particularly short guy. I've always imagined, like, the Tolkien dwarves to be, like, you know, huge chest plate, stuff like that, and then just itty-bitty legs. Oh, I'm not honored with these guys yet? What am I even doing with my life? Legion chest guard. Delightful, but I like my stuff. That doesn't really thrill me. Meh. I give it a resounding meh. These I can pawn. This can plop in here. Been slaying many a manticore. I'll hold on to the heart. Because we got a devotion shrine to get. Onward! It is actually directly south from here. Nice, you got it in time? Well, that's kind of like a staple when it comes to ARPGs. Selling things arbitrarily. There we go. Wait, where's the desecrated shrine? Probably much farther back. We can hit a totem on the way. Well, if those aren't dropping purples, I might not be looking for much inside of a totem yet. So we're actually getting to the point where every time I level, I went from getting 3 points to 2 points. Which, if I had a gripe in this game, I would honestly say that would be it so far. Because, I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna level, maintaining diminishing returns does not... That doesn't seem nice. Like, why? What benefit is there to, like, you know, slowing down the leveling process? I mean, it already takes longer to get XP anyway. Keep cutting this guy down, little by little. Ragrathar. As you can see, our damage threshold, or our hit points, is actually doing pretty well. Like, it does take us a while to actually cut these guys down. However, my health regenerates about as fast as I lose it, so we're in a good way. I'm still trying to decide whether I want to get the lightning totem or not. So I don't really have much evidence as to it being that great. Lightning pants? Sweet. So I take these pants off. Ha! I just absolutely tank my poison resist. I'm only 5 over. That's giving me, what, 57%? That is too huge. Scorcher's Archive. Delightful. Brr, 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 brr. I know I walked past it. We're clearing the LZ. There we go. Do it. Oh, I was kind of expecting. Oh, yep, there it is. It's overrun with Chthonians. You don't say. Oh, God. I do like how they're sending so many elites. Maybe I don't like it anymore. We good? Hey! You have done the Rewari a great justice this day, mortal. For this, I thank you. Avatar McDrogan. I love it. Wearing a wolf on his head. Get a freaking devotion point? Hell yeah. Oh yeah, may I ask you some questions? Ask. You're a god, then why did you let it happen? The wheels set in motion to culminate in what we call the Grim Dawn have been spinning far longer than your short life. Even one such as I could not have foreseen the events that transpired that day. Why allow the Ethereals and Chthonians to continue? The world has become just another piece in their brutal conflict. To presume that the cycle could be disrupted is a futile wish of a doomed mortal. You will do nothing? It is not for you to presume what I will and will not do, mortal. I mean, fair. Well, I guess we'll have to handle this ourselves. Which, I don't know, when it comes to, like, deism like that in games like this, I feel like there tends to be an over-devotion to these gods. Like, why don't you solve your own problems, right? Your world's ending. I feel like that is a good enough reason to, you know... Like, don't just sit and, you know, prostrate yourself before these guys of power. I mean, here, our shaman here is like, he follows Mugdrogan, right? We have the Pact of Mugdrogan. He has been giving us power. Why would I be mad? Probably the most powerful thing in this world right now. Now that's hubris. Stop by Devil's Crossing. See if they have their quest. Do you?
There, friend. What can Casper do? That poultry stuff? Busy work. Speak with my apprentice.
I guess not. Am I not honored with them? Oh, well, there's your problem.
Got something you need stashed?
I am not the most honored in Devil's Crossing. But that's okay. Maybe that should be my goal. The attempt to get honored in at least all the factions. We're not going to do it today, however, I will grab a Devil's Crossing bounty board thing. We can populate our... Will you get onto there and read the board? Okay, so the Brawler... Grim Dawn, Connolly's Ether. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. We'll go back there later. We don't need to do it now.
Good luck out there, Oakenberg.
Thank you. We can pawn off our stuff and we'll be golden.
I'll give you a good price. Left.
Got a good 1,000,000 gold. Or, well, it's not even gold, it's iron. Which I gotta say, with 1,000,000 iron, I don't even know how I'm holding my pants on. Like, my pockets are so full. I mean, that's not even like a treasury amount of iron. Now we're back to smacking around cannibals. I seem to recall, I don't think I found very many of the hidden places in a Ogdenbog. So we might take some time to linger around, you know, see if we can find some of the cool stuff. I haven't felt particularly threatened in these particular areas. Not to say that it's not challenging. Look at this. It's nighttime. They knocked over a carriage. I keep seeing those slash marks. I think I'm getting a little bit of regeneration with most of my hits. In fact, tell me this. How much does it proc? 27% chance per hit. That's insane. Get those Ugden blooms. Maybe I'll mess around with the blacksmith guy. If I can find a use for the Ugden blooms, I might actually hemorrhage those things. Mr. Time Warped. Whoa! Hello. What we got here? Divine Steel Shoulder Guard. Wow. That be pretty strong. Whoa. Remember when I say I've been playing RNG games? Well, one of the RNG games I'm playing is a drilling game that there's a crafting. Really? Okay, there are also rebirths. You have to rebirth one so far. What's it called? That sounds cool. My game is about digging. It's like my favorite kind of game. If your friends would started playing the game only yesterday, playing a couple days, rebirth. That's sick. Well, give it time. My chaos resistance is going to take a huge hit. Like, how much are we talking? That does hurt. These are pretty cool shoulders. And they increase my damage by quite a bit. I'd be stupid not to take these. Yeah, we'll find chaos resist in our, maybe in one of those, like, little powder pouches. Or maybe some of the devotion path. Yeah, these Eldritch plants are kind of huge. They have a ton of health, and there's a lot of them. Cease and desist. Thank you. And thank you for the Ugden Bloom. But yeah, is it kind of like a, the one where you drill, is that game kind of like a, I don't know, like an idler? Because games like that usually rebirth. That's cool. I've never actually thought about having a group of people playing a, give me a minute. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing? How's it going? Oh, give me a second. Am I not in mortal danger? Cool. The reason you pissed because you at one point have gotten such good at rare ores that everyone asks and yourself think it's better to stay behind and get all the ores needed to make a very good drill. And now you're missing only one ore. In fact, you have gotten multiple of those really rare ores. And one ore you're missing is actually meant to be one of the most common of the ores. Oh, that's brutal. That's either. Oh, nice. It's Friday. Oh, hell yeah. That is a great way to look at it. Friday's a nice day. We're going to be lingering a little bit longer. Yeah, we had a particular short stream yesterday, so having a little bit longer one tonight. Oh, Caraxus fowl. A stink crab. But we beat the Ligorian, so now we're kind of we're going through the Ugdenbog route, and then after that we're going to go to the Forgotten Gods DLC. We're making decent progress. We got 1/3 of the way through this difficulty of the challenge. In my hubris, I took my hand away from the healing button. I never do that. What has become of me? Oh yeah. What you got going on this weekend? What you been playing? Can't that? Same character? Yep, this is a same one. So this is our warder. We've been putting a high focus on our regeneration, which has been going real well. Lawful evil, like normal. I'm gonna assume you said lawful evil. This time the game didn't crash when you beat it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we took a precautionary, turned the game off and on again. Oh, Lassie. Okay, look, I swear I'll get that game down. I was nerding myself with my old school D&D. Really, I've heard it's a really good game. It's but it seems to lean pretty heavily in like Path of Exile, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Does it have a pretty cool single-player experience? One of these days I've got to give it a shot. I've heard too many good things about it to really. Nice, okay. That's usually a good measure for games, at least for me, is a whether they actually hold up in single player. Because first and foremost, I think that should be the priority in a game. The thing you like most about Last Epoch is pretty much anything works. Oh, okay. That's actually kind of one of the strengths of Grim Dawn. I kind of like that idea. Do you ever come up with any particularly, like, ridiculous concepts? Oh, gotcha. It's like the ultimate test. Alright, soundtrack check. Are we still in the soundtrack? Yes. So is that like a staple for JRPG now? Is like having a maps mechanic? Or not, sorry, ARPGs, not JRPGs, sorry. Because that was a big thing in a Path of Exile's maps. So if like every game's gonna have it, it's like, it's nice, but, you know, the whole infinite thing. Can't really be annoyed. The ore that need is mutated ore. The mutation explains it. It's mutation 8.5 rarity, and the lone ore is like a whole bunch. Jesus. That is a lot of numbers, RoboKid. So what I'm gathering is it's a pretty hard to get. I mean, that's just kind of how RNG goes. Sometimes when you're really looking for it, it's nigh impossible to find. And then when you don't need it, it's like the most populous thing you have in your inventory. No, this looks like progress. I don't want immediate progress. We want to explore. I got cannibals to kill. I am here for your land and property. Cannibal. So what's the current... I mean, I don't know much about Last Epoch, but what's your current character that you're rolling? Like, give us the elevator pitch of the of what you got going on. I like the melodramatic screams those guys give. Man, you guys just basically ate everyone in the room. I mean, fair enough. Trying to do something simple right now. Crit Fireball. That does sound pretty strong. Crit builds tend to be a rather hit or miss for me. Like, sometimes I make them really work and it's just absolutely staggering. And sometimes, they tend to be a little lackluster. You guess in short one, you need one ore. You need is mutated ore, which is very common ore, but with mutation it isn't that much more rare than in comparison. I have to found ores. Finding a couple tens of millions, while a mutated ore is only one in a few 100,000. Mutation is a bit of an excuse since there's no guarantee to get the mutation. Like, is it a specific kind of mutation you're looking for, or is it like just being mutated or not? Okay. So that kind of increases the difficulty there. Whoa! I suddenly find myself in danger. Stand by. I'll read that momentarily. You know, if I could just, like, cue that in with, like, a foot pedal or something, I would love to just be able to have, like, something that pops up on the stream that says, like, Mortal Peril Break. And that's when I'm focusing entirely on the game. There we go. Back to our feature presentation. Then you can specialize a skill, so in Fireball you can make it so it shoots 5 at one time. And you can increase the crit spell. Is it area of effect so that it, like, when it... kind of like the D&D Fireball. When it explodes big? Or is it kind of like a fire bolt? Where it just, you know, flies out and hits somebody? I mean, adding dots on that is pretty fantastic. Especially in games, fire dots seem to be pretty strong, and I don't really know why. Does your crit chance, Oh, I've already been here. But yeah, does your, does the crit chance apply to the damage over time? If it does, that would be amazing. That's just... also, it just depends on what you want to specialize. Oh, I gotcha. Damn, okay. So yeah, raising the crit chance would be staggeringly powerful. If that's the case. Look, I'm going full on Wendigo on these guys. Then you're just building fire damage and fire penetration and crit chance. It would be fun. Yeah. At this point, you have already played so much TF2 that crit sounds pretty... Crit sounds are pretty much serotonin. Oh, I totally get that. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of putting a sound to it. It's like you get that little, you know, cathartic bump
That skill's not
every
fair.
time you actually get the crit. See, I want to get it that I crit so often that I make the sound glitch out. Oh, see, there you go. The only number I want to see. That does remind me of an old comic book I read. I don't remember it that much, but it seemed like it was some kind of detective novel, superhero detective novel, right? But for whatever reason, and when I say superhero detective, I mean like Sherlock Holmes, like really smart guy. But the entire concept and like one of the big eldritch horror things that they had going is like they had this alien entity that made people like, I don't know, like all they could see was just an intense blue, and it just completely wiped out their mind. I don't know, your statement of you just see yellow all night long reminded me of that. It's like you do something, you just see such a staggering, sublime color, and it's all you can see, that your mind just stops. I wish I could remember that comic book. But I only remember a few panels. And it shows one guy who's like, you know, been the antagonist the whole time, but he gets absorbed by the entity. It's like, blue. So blue. Oh, absolutely. Hey, see? I mean, that, and you're basically consistently doing 200% damage. I could probably have something to do with it. Ah, yes, a diseased plant, my favorite.
They can't do that.
Alright, stand by. Mortal peril. Jormungandr, the diseased plant man. There we go. Alright, so there is something you can actually do about that. You can load up a server, like a map, walkway, spawn in bots that won't move or stuck due to player, then go as heavy and shoot them all at once. Heavy sometimes shoot critical bullets with his minigun. Something you have already done is get the bots to rotate it somehow and use the pyro's backburner. Backburner is a flamethrower that guaranteed critical hit when shooting their back. I don't think it will make game glitch. I mean, yeah, definitely. Did you ever play Gary's mod back in the day? I remember always trying to like stress the abilities of my computer by like spawning 500,000 man hacks and then trying to fight them with a you know, stun baton. Man, those were the days. Really? It's like it's part game, part kind of like platform, like it's a Source Engine sandbox basically. Honestly, I think you would enjoy it because it has a lot of a map making ability, like a bunch of Gmod stuff. There's actually a huge internet culture for people just making Gmod maps too.
Yeah.
You might enjoy it. Kind of. It's way before Minecraft. It's actually, think like, let's say you're trying to demo, say, the Source Engine or the Unreal Engine, right? So they have a bunch of assets that you can put in. They have like the basic AI that comes from the original game, right? And then you can kind of like manipulate that sort of thing. It's designed to be like a low-end like game and map maker, but it's a way to kind of place assets into the world and then act that way. So it's less like Minecraft, more like a I don't know, like a map editor. But it's a map editor that's fun in its own way. See, I want to go there. Oh, it's a broken bridge. Yeah.
I'll keep your stash.
There's a lot of, I mean, I guess it's so old that, you know, take it or leave it. But, it's... For sure, Ben. Check it out. If you can get away from Terraria. Oh, have you been playing a ton of Terraria? That's a great game. Gary's Mod actually had such a big influence on the internet. There's still memes involving Gary's Mod today, even the horrible, horrible new memes. But I'm not sure what Italian brain rot is, and I'm also afraid to ask. But I totally get what you mean. I mean, you make a very valid point there. Yeah, I cannot replace these pants.
I'll hold on to that for you.
Can you maybe sound a little less morose when you're saying you can hold things for me? Like, you know, I am paying you, please.
I'll keep your stash safe.
Yeah, there was a little emphasis in there.
I'll keep an eye on this.
It's when you run out of red wine. Oh. See, is that when you run out of red wine or you wake up after so much red wine? Because I think by definition that your brain has rotted into nothing. The sugar has bored holes into it. The hangover, it wants you dead. It's a red wine collider. Trust me, don't look it up. It's horrible. It's just AI-generated images with Italian names. And trust me, being exposed to it for too long will make you lose brain cells. Oh, God.
See you around.
I totally get that. And I don't know. I've always been a curmudgeon when it comes to, like, meme culture. Like, now, I'm old. Back in my day, we actually talked to each other and had these sort of things. But, you know, I don't need to do that. We meet again. Fascinating. We're getting reputation. Huzzah.
Let's see what I can
Oh yeah, we got the this character. You know, I have not changed my helmet in so many days. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in my mid-30s.
Whatever it is you think you're doing, interest. If you seek a compromise, what you ask will take me some time to prepare. Before I help, I care not.
Find barrel home. Which I do realize that I mean that subjectively.
Got something you need stashed?
Because what seems old to one person is definitely not to others. I didn't realize I leveled. Hell yeah.
I'll hold on to that for you.
Yeah, we're going to pump out that ether resist because... God, that hurts. Okay.
Safe storage. No questions asked.
Tell me this. If I had... Where's the teleporter? Gotta be one around here somewhere. Okay, we got summoning circles. Great. Hey, we got a respec person. Hell yeah. You know, in a point of an apocalypse, is it really a stretch saying I see turmoil within you? Like, yeah, you see turmoil and with me? The world ended! This is by definition tumultuous. Okay, build me my silk swatch. Build me my resilient plating so I can build a silk swatch. Okay, now I can do that. Nope, just you, Dansky. It's sunshine and rainbows for everyone else in the Grim Dawn. You know, maybe that's kind of a meta-narrative that's happening in the game. Like, really, the world's not that bad off, but we're just seeing it as absolutely devastating. It's like, actually, you know, we kind of adjusted pretty well. We got this new society going, the oligarchy's gone. We're actually doing just fine. And we're like, no, we must destroy the enemy by my sword. Seems like it would be weirder to be without turmoil at that point. Exactly. By my hallowed blade. Just wait till I start talking like a mugwort. Be like a plant. Hexer? Imagine you're just a schizophrenic that's gone off his meds and the world is normal, but you just go and do war crimes basically. Exactly. I mean, I feel like a lot of stories could probably be conveyed like that. Y'all ever seen the movie Donnie Darko? I mean, the entire concept of that movie is like, you go through this entire ordeal, and at the very end, it brings up the questions like, did it actually happen? Dansky's and Vox MO. We're not schizophrenics. I don't commit war crimes. Look, I'm just saying what my lawyer told me to. You can make whatever conclusion you like. There we go. But I would do war crimes. Doesn't that just mean you're willingly doing them, though? Like, I feel like, you know, if the voices inside your head are telling you to do something, it's like, well, while horrible, there's at least a reason this is happening. Instead of like, I don't know, I just wanna. I feel like having some built-in ground of plausible deniability has to be helpful. I'm sorry, Storm Slither? What a name. Mortal Peril. There we go. What are intrusive thoughts? Never heard of them. Just have thoughts. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I've ever made that distinction either. But I will convey I am not an expert by any means. Ice Scorn. I got an intrusive thought. It's when your wife sends you... Oh, boy. That's usually when you're like, oh, okay, put the phone in the pocket. Yeah, exactly. Getting alpha horns. Yeah, I know. It's like, hey, time and place. Can this not wait till I get home so I can, like, do something about it? Where's this path go? Surely this isn't the way forward, right? I like how the music has gone a little more jungly. Right now we're listening to the Chrono Cross soundtrack, which is damn near 67 tracks. That's not bad. It's good background music. Yeah. Okay. Since we were talking about, like, map editors and stuff, thematically, how do you all feel about jungle themes in games? Overused? Do they tend to be a little tropey? What are the pros? What are the cons? What do you think? Love them, hate them, all ideas are welcome. I know I've exposited how much I, dislike desert maps. I gotcha. In my opinion, they tend to be a little windy and samey. Like, all the way back in, like, Diablo 2, the jungle map was kind of similar to, like, the jungle map in Torchlight 2, which is similar to the jungle map in Grim Dawn. I don't know, it would be interesting to see it done, differently and interesting. I think jungles are either really good or really bad. Neutral jungles are pretty rare. I don't know, because you've never really thought about it. I mean, yeah, and I think that's kind of telling, like the fact that they're not really remembered, right? Because they don't really stick in the mind. I mean, I guess the river waves kind of pissed me off in Diablo 2. I was playing Titan Quest, and yeah, that jungle map was kind of samey, windy. Didn't really wow me. Basically, run through a bunch of trees and wet stuff. Fight all the enemies until suddenly, oh yeah, you're in the ruined town. Looks kind of Aztec-y. Kinda, yeah, exactly. All RPGs and most shooters have them too. Like, especially through the 2000s. The sewers of nature. Now that's a hot take. I always thought swamps and bogs were the sewers of nature. Now that's a setting I cannot get enough of. I do like bogs and swamps. I think it's probably because I don't live near one. Swamps definitely are the sewers of nature. Where the all-wet refuse go. I mean, by nature, they're supposed to smell like peaty and decayed. Get out of my swamp! That's right. Hey, do you know which way is town? Well, that's back the way you came. That was a very abrupt line into the song. Do you like how they have victory music in this track? Creeping Ring of Frostbite. Meh. I mean, that resistance is phenomenal. So much so. Hold up. I mean, I break my vitality resistance. All I do is decrease a little my regeneration. Is it time? I think I do switch up my ring in favor of resistances. I mean, I don't really need the lightning resist. I'm already 166 over. Why am I 166 over? That's incredible. 37. 16. 16. 37. Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense. The creepy ring of frostbite? Yeah, exactly. Devos. Oh, devotions. Gotcha. Yeah, that's actually probably where a lot of them are coming from. Oh, that shooty ability she has is actually kind of cool. Like, it shoots out and then comes back in. I'm admiring it because I have not died yet, but I reserve the right to change my mind when that happens. There we go. My physical resistance? It is middling at best. 16. That's about as much as we got. Magic. Yeah. I mean, if you have the power to bend reality, why would you not have boomerang abilities? Yeah, it's not particularly high. And I only get to 16 because when I start whacking people around, I get a shield. That armor is incredible. However, I mean, I don't really use Force Wave. I mean, if I wear this, I'm really taking away a whole bunch of need for my pants. And that's a good thing. Yeah, exactly. Although I've kind of noticed, like, my physical resistance is a, while it's been low, I feel like I've been countering it with my, regeneration. In fact, with my devotions, that's kind of where I'm going. Is we're going through, the Keeper of the Waters, and we're going to go Tree of Life. And then Spring Maiden? Maybe. I can really go for Spring Maiden here. It's just nothing but resistances and Nature's Guardians. Oh my god. Okay, I know what we're doing. If you had the power to control reality, now that's too much. All you need is to control time. Then, well, what are you talking about? Controlling time is fundamentally controlling reality. I think by definition. You break time, you break everything. This is not Click. That movie was a, that was a pretty weirdly sad movie. And it was less about controlling time, more about fast-forwarding through the problems. And then not, you know, foreseeing the consequences of said action. In the space-time community, or continuum. Yeah, 3 hours. Was that really a 3-hour movie? It's like that and Bicentennial Man seem a, Jesus. That, I believe. I feel like Forrest Gump's one of those movies that, like, you feel like you're watching 3 movies as it progresses. Like, you got the young life of Forrest Gump. Then it goes into his war days. And then there's him, you know, running across the country until he was done. And then the modern day. But Jenny... I don't know why I make fun of it. I actually like Forrest Gump. That's a good movie. Lieutenant Dan! I don't know, my favorite scene is when he's in the army. It's just like, God damn it, Gump! Why did you build that gun so well? Because you told me to, sir! God damn it, you're gonna be a general, you hear me? A general! You are a genius! There are 2 wolves inside you. One wants to dress like a Victorian widow and run around your manor before finding solace in the library, crying yourself to sleep. The other wants to dress like Adam Sandler. What? Now that opens up a can of worms. Oh, okay. I guess without context, that that did throw me off. But it did seem like one of those absurdly interesting concepts. Okay. I'll give it a watch. There we go. Now, in my desperate resistance towards progress, I'm not sure which way to go. Be it north, be it east, I know not. Be he man, be he beast? Guide us now and join our feast. Oh, good. We're back to this. And now we have ghost crabs. You know, that seems like an absolute nightmare. I mean, can you imagine having like a parasite problem in a house, right? And then realize, no, you don't actually have a parasite problem. You have a haunted parasite problem. Like, of all the flies and spiders you have smashed, they're haunting the house now. Just doing particularly spooky things. I think at that point, I basically just like, yeah, selling the house. I'm done. Although, I think I'd be kind of hard-pressed to learn the tragic life of, you know, Boris the Spider. Like, come on, he has 8 legs, he moved, he ate a fly or two, and he was smashed before his prime. What a tragic tale. Enough to keep a mortal form upon this earth. And then there's rats. Red Bull series is absolutely phenomenal. I've only read a couple books in the series, but I did love them. Aren't there, like, damn near 30 books? Damn. Which is impressive, and it's like, do they hold up through all frickin' 30? Where the F am I? I've become lost in the bog. Oh, I gotcha. Because I kind of get an impression. I don't want to be that guy and just kind of say, you know, any IP after like 1 or 2 is garbage, even though I'm pretty sure I said that verbatim not too long ago. But nice, thank you. I'll take a look at that after the stream. Verbatim, but it happens. Out of all the memes out there, I'm sure trying to find one might be difficult. Yeah, I feel like after 30 book, it's probably hard to keep true to the, you know, heart of the series. Because the first 2 are really good. I really wanted to read the series. I never got my hands on it, though. It was like Salamanderon, the name of that mountain. Have you written a book?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think in their lifetime, like, Pierce Anthony wrote, you know, a huge number of books in their lifetime. Things do tend to get worse, though. It's rare for something to go on. Well, it's exactly. Because I feel like that's kind of where new ideas come in. And I know I quote Ray Bradbury all the time, but, I mean, hear me out. The idea is, like, you know, you just have an idea and you spit it out on a paper, and then editing can come later. That way you have the actual true spirit of the idea that you came up with originally. It's when you think about it, much like when you write a full series, is when you kind of start losing track of, like, the details as you move on. Now, after having said all of that, I'm gonna backpedal quite a bit. Dresden Files still holds up. It is very different from when it started. However, the series is very good. Yeah, exactly. Basically said that at the same time. Well, they do change a lot, but it's also thematically they change, too. Like, the first couple books tend to be like the, those are basically just, like, gumshoe detective novels, right? It's kind of like a magical Sherlock Holmes, but, you know, not a genius. Not to bag on Harry too much. But, like, you know, his entire hobby was, like, alchemy, and he's basically forgotten that. You know, I strongly suggest it. The series is... It's fairly fun. It's a really good, fun action series. You get really attached to the characters. And the best part is he's still writing books. Yeah. You know, when he was originally putting it out, I was almost put out by the vampire idea. I've been honest. Like, I was just like, oh, man, everybody does vampires. That's stupid. Until he started writing about it. It's like, okay, that's awesome. Well, I mean, it was basically when, you know, vampires have become incredibly tropey, right? Everybody was doing vampires. And it was like, it almost lost the spirit. It was like going in towards the Twilight vampires. But then when he kind of exposited and kind of grew upon, you know, the different courts and how they portray in the series, I think that's kind of a, well, yeah, but it's not just the Twilight. I mean, that was a step in the wrong direction, I'll tell you what. But like, when I think of vampires, I think of, like, you know, the original Bram Stoker and, like, Nosferatu and stuff like that. I've watched too much One Piece. You've watched... Okay, yeah, give me a sec. Mortal Peril. Watching too much One Piece, I have watched nearly half the entire show in about 2 weeks. It's 530 entire show. That is insane. How do you have 1,160... Like, how do you even find conflicts at that point? I mean, that sounds like the series full of filler. Like, oh no, we saved the world again. But I mean, you know, that's why I'm a fan of miniseries. Only 10% filler? Well, that's even worse. Over 1,000 episodes and only 10% of it is filler? Like, what on earth could the story convey? Or is it just, you know, 1,000 episodes of them not solving their problem? Oh, yeah. I agree with that, the Vampires in Dresden novels. And I do kind of like that. That's what keeps them interesting, for sure. Because honestly, at some point, like, you keep seeing the same concepts again and again and again, it kind of loses its flavor. It's not like zombies. Like, back in the day, I always loved zombies. Alright, so, let me catch up. That's painful. So it's like Dragon Ball Z talk for 2 years. Yeah, exactly. How, but Oda, the creator of the, or Oda. I don't know, I've seen a lot of stories. That seems to be a very high pedestal to put somebody for being a storytelling genius. I mean, I won't doubt you. I believe you. Have 10... Yeah, exactly. Start shouting indefinitely. Like with the Dragon Ball Z concept, they had 3 episodes where there was nothing but Frieza charging up and blowing up the planet. Yeah, exactly. So they can do it again. And also, like, hey, whenever you use the Dragon Balls, you get 1 wish, right? And then the Great Dragon, something or another, yada, 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 he casts them all into the universe. And they all somehow end up on 1 planet? Like, are you out of your mind? The Frieza has 3 forms. He's a genius because he made the lore deep. Lore from the newest episodes, even be in the first 100 episodes. Heck, it's not even close to being finished yet, and the fact is there's only 10% filler. Well, I'm going to go on many definitions of incredible there. And I'm going to agree with you. That is incredible. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've always appreciated a concise story. Yeah, I will blow this up. However, I may not go inside. Or the monster in here is scary. At least I think he is. Bloodscale Berserkers? Yeah. Holy crap, I'm in a treacherous domain. Okay. We're gonna take this slow, we're gonna take this easy. We're gonna see. I'm resilient, I got poison, bleed resist. Enemies regenerate, and they attack faster. That's scary. Yeah, being concise is nice. Well, I mean, it's... When it comes to, like, you know, I hate to say it, but sometimes it's just like, come on, story, get to the point. What are you going with? There are a few exceptions. I mean, you know, like I said, I like making very bold, absolutely, you know, direct statements and then immediately going back on them. Oh yeah, we're leaving. I'm not staying here. I respect my character too much to throw him away whimsically. But yeah, it's like, there's several stories, much like a, I don't know, a series like, I don't know, the RimWorld series, right? Or Discworld. I've not read them, but I like the idea of, like, an entire series of stories told in a particular world where they may and may not relate to each other, but they may have, like, you know, similar characters, similar concepts, exploring different ideas in the same world. I'm a huge fan of that. Dragonlance is phenomenal. Although, I am going to be a curmudgeon, I gotta say, Forgotten Realms is better. I said it. Look, I'm sorry, I'm not taking it back. Put away the cross. I'm not going to be crucified here. Because I'm right. Take it back or eat peanut butter. Oh, but I love peanut butter. I mean, I'll eat peanut butter. Hey, it's McDrogan. Yay. You asking me, blah, 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 blah. Find the heart of the forest. Delightful. Can you imagine having vocal cords so powerful that you can gargle peanut butter? I don't know, the visual of somebody attempting to gargle peanut butter is amusing to me. Like, oh. Look, I'm sorry. It's a, it went through a very thorough vetting process in my brain. I don't expect y'all to understand where that went, but that's where we ended up. No, I don't think it's possible either. Trust me, of all the things I say on stream, and I do ramble a lot, you gotta say, all that stuff is actually filtered. And just think of all the things I don't say, thinking it's like, ah, that's dumb, that's random, ah, whatever. Please don't try. Alright, sorry, just let me clear that. It's functional to make a functional hot tub out of sand. Wouldn't that just crush you? So it's probably possible to gargle peanut butter somehow. I mean, you know, I feel like you would have to be genetically different and have a jet engine for a throat. Also, am I still in the same soundtrack? Yes. The Burning Orphanage is the name of that track. Okay. Unfiltered Dansky. Yeah, that that's probably better for the world to not see. I mean, let's be honest. Do you ever see anybody unfiltered? No. There's always some kind of filter. I like to assume low is a filter. Ah! Mark Rober? I don't think I've ever heard of Mark Rober. There's so many monsters! Okay. We're okay. Why am I here? I'm looking for Ancient Grove. Oh, easy enough. You made a video about Pepperjack? Pepperjack look like he's playing? Previous NASA engineer. Oh, that's cool. Basically, you would blast air at the sand at just the right pressure, the angle to counteract gravity mass. That's cool. I've always liked those theoretical science concepts. Like, I don't understand why anybody would want to make a hot tub out of sand. But it's nice knowing that it's possible. Well, I know he actually did it, but I mean, yeah. It's theoretical because I don't think there's a big industry for sand hot tubs. Possible and viable are two very different, I know, these guys are, numerous and belligerent. There we go. And Star Wars did it, why can't we? Yeah. Wait, did they really do it in Star Wars? Which episode? This is a nightmare. Let's do it. Luke's house. It's 1,000 degrees. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. I mean, do you think the system that makes sands bubble? I don't think that would be really energy efficient, to say the least. And I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that maintaining a jet engine is pretty difficult. Molten sand? I mean, that sounds... Isn't that just kind of like bubbling glass? Which, don't get me wrong, that would be freaking awesome. Ow, my knee is killing me. Yeah, I got another one. A honed conqueror. Cool. I really got to consider these power pants. I think that's too much to pass up. I mean, I guess I'm doing less health regeneration, but the armor. The armor! Would molten sand be lava? A glass pool filled with molten glass built by and for glass people. Yeah, exactly. I feel like being a glass person would be rather difficult. Like, yes, when you actually have the density of, like, you know, a full block of glass, it's much different than, you know, a sheet of glass. But you still have some level of brittleness. And why, I mean, I like the idea of glass people. Why not ice people? I mean, there's been some sci-fi books out there that have explored a, what is it, silica-based life forms. By a glass people? Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure getting punched by them will pretty much destroy you. Yeah, Mr. Freeze. I say that, but then I can't really get my head away from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ha! Laugh! This is funny! La la! Exactly, with the bulletproof glass. I mean, yeah, bulletproof glass is just incredibly thick pane glass. I don't know if you guys actually seen a up close bulletproof glass, but it's like 2 inches thick. Glass, he's liquid metal. Well, he's not the one who's liquid metal. It's the guy he was fighting against was. Although, true facts, Terminator 2 still looks good to this day. Like, I know the, you know, graphics are a little bit dated, but boy, that movie is awesome. Okay, okay, hit points, I'm gonna need you to... There we go. I say a lot of stuff. I always say a lot of stuff. Basically, I'm building up a word count like a college student making an essay. Governor. You're a math major? Wild. I was an English major. Really? Well, goes to show I never did well with math. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, spelling's hard. I get it. It's part of being dyslexic. I mean, Jess says low. Every time I misspell something, he feels like he's gonna have a frickin' aneurysm. I getcha. It's true. I read books. I don't regurgitate them. Like, everything in this place is an animal. Osmosis? So what's the point? I mean, you know, thought. You use thought, basically. You use it to refine the things that you think of, so that, you know, you can kind of expand how you think about them. You get an absorption of different ideas so that you can kind of shape your ideas in a wider variety. Oh, you refine your spelling. How would you refine your attitude? I'm just kidding, bud. Give me a second. Ah! A scannable difference, really? I know. See, that's a minor problem with the, I don't get to hear the voice Because usually when I retort, and I hear you retort back, that kind of makes sense, right? And if I'm just saying it, it's like, well, he's typing it out. I don't really know the tone he's using, so... What I'm thinking is I've just mortally offended him. Next time I see him, he's going to look me dead in the eye. He's going to shake his head. It's like, nope, we're not friends no more. Yeah, no thank you. I'm not going in there. You can't make me. Yeah, what do you mean scannable? Like a, it's okay, I'll be okay? Well, of course I'll be okay. Well, I don't know if a dyslexic person has a particularly skinnable brain, seeing as it has no skin. There's like 3 parts of the brain generally used for reading, and dyslexia is under activation of 2. Really? I didn't realize that. That's super cool. Is this like a, yeah. So kind of like when you get put into an MRI, and you can kind of see like the little sparks of what's using your brain firing off when you're trying to like process information. That's sick. I do know what you mean. However, I like the not so sure, oh, I think so, and then I'm positive. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that I am convinced. Yeah, but do 2 rights make a left? I know. I knew what you meant when you said it. I just kind of like the ultimate hubris. I put some thought into this, and there is no way I can be wrong. 2 rights make a... Well, they certainly don't make a left, let me tell you. But with 2 U-turns, you make a donut. I'd rather have the hole. Speaking of donuts, so I work in a factory kind of environment, right? But across the street, there's another factory. There's one morning where there was just somebody peeling off into the driveway and just burning donuts in full circles. And everybody in my work is just standing outside. It's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because we saw him, he was burning donuts, which, you know, isn't the best thing to do in a private property that you're not in. And then he peels off out into, like, the road and then just goes to the next business over. It's like, are you serious? You think nobody knows who you are? I feel like situations like that, it's like, man,
Safe storage. No question.
you're really not the sharpest tool in the shed, are you? Okay, so I do want this ring.
I'll keep it
I wish to
on.
put that on my person and define myself based on its
Need to
performance.
try some what I've got left.
1 right makes a right, 2 rights make a backwards, 3 rights make a left, 4 rights make a forward, 5 rights make a spin right, 6 rights make a 520. There you go. Crap ton of donuts. Give me a moment to figure out what I'm doing. Dervish Basilisk Fang. Yeah. Oops. Nah, that doesn't give me anything. Random fireball. Sorry, we're doing the quiet session where I just absolutely stare at my equipment for a second. An attempt to understand, assess, and calculate. Ultimately erroneously, because I'm just going to make an arbitrary decision anyway. You know, I was looking at that. The new Doom game, it looks a lot like Once Human, which I have a complicated thought with. Like, it's a game, it may not be my absolute favorite game, but it wasn't terrible. So having that, it seems interesting. I was kind of peeking at it. It's not like on my top priorities, but it does seem pretty cool. Let's go get our corpse dust.
See anything you like? Put it to good use. Safe storage, no questions asked.
Have you put any thoughts on it? What's your take on it? I've seen little bits of it, but I haven't actually really seen much gameplay, because every time I'm like, you know, I'm winding down, I'm getting ready for bed, turn on a stream, I'm about to go to sleep, and I just see somebody in their base talking about, you know, all the gameplay of the game instead of actually playing it. So I miss out on all the cool stuff, of course. I'm sorry, where do I find this corpse dust? Here we are. I got like a bazillion of them. I've already forgotten what the rose powder was. Yes. Does not look like a big impact, but
It's safe with me.
get back here. I'm not done with you. Thank you. So 1748, 1825. Eh. Eh. I mean, the damage difference isn't really staggering. I'm doing less damage with this one. What the resistance is! Okay. Cool. It just looks like another survival game. Rather keep... Are you not a huge fan of survival games? I do like some.
It's safe with me. Promise. Come see what's left of my wares.
At least personally, I'm not too turned off by the survival aspect of it. There's so much content. Oh, I get you. Yeah, it's really hard to find one that, like, stands out. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Why am I collecting these things if I have no quest to do so? Sure. Like, of late, the, you know, I think so, too. It's actually, believe it or not, I own Project Zomboid, but I've never actually played it. It's kind of in my backlog. I do want to try it, though. I feel like it's one of those games that's been out for so long. People might get insanely frustrated with me trying to learn the game. Oh, good. My game crashed. Stand by. I get you. But I don't mind the learning curve. I just got to get there. Exactly, exactly. I don't know. I'm really interested in doing it because like I said, it's like I used to be a huge fan with zombie games. Well, not just zombie games, zombie media. I like zombies. They're cool. I just like, you know, in the early 2000s zombie craze, I feel like I got burnt out a little bit. Speaking of which, this was a long soundtrack. It was a good soundtrack,
I'll give you a good
though
reason to
lengthy.
put it to good use.
Rescue the traveling witches. You know, I don't actually remember where those were. Excuse me? Oh. Oh, that's kind of cool. They have a decent community. You know, that can actually be a pretty big turnoff if there's, like, a decent game that people like. If they have, like, a ravenous, just, like, a pushy community, I can totally see that being a turnoff to other players. It is nice to hear that there's still series out there where the community is just like, yeah, I want you to enjoy this thing I also enjoy. The one thing with Project Zomboid that I do want to do is actually find, like, once I get an idea of how to play, I want to get, like, kind of a goal to go about. So if, like, you know, it's the thing with sandbox games, is you have to make your direction. So I kind of, like, want to make a goal or a challenge that I want to accomplish, and then accomplish that, right? I'm sure you can make stringing your job if you went all in on the game. Really? You think so? You wouldn't get tired of it? I mean, I guess from what you've said, you can pretty much play games forever. Just try surviving. Yeah, valid. I'm kind of excited to you know, when it comes to the survival aspect and, you know, day one, I have fallen. Valid. That is valid. Suggestion for music? Degrees of Separation. Okay, that's coming up next. We got 5 more songs, and then we'll switch over to that. Just make sure to remind me, okay? I don't want to miss out on it. Retaliation? Resistance? Is this a stats class? Yes, actually. What do you mean a stats class? Degrees of freedom? But it's fine. Oh, so, well, is it degrees of separation or degrees of freedom? I want to at least find it. That's the first step of me playing it. No? Oh, okay. Those are pretty stompy boots. Okay. Let's do it. Though I really like this soundtrack, let's do it. Degrees of... Yes, thank you. Deftones. Nope, here we go. Let's give it a go. There we go. I only came down here to smack around that totem, so we're heading back up. What is happening? What is this? It's a random toxic ripple? Säg eller... Har det fungerat? Okej. Ah, gotcha. Well, nice. Well, say hi to them for me. All right. And now I've taken an official blow to my damage. Thunder Bloom! Hit him, please. There we go. There. For me. Well, I meant to them, not to me. No, I've actually been exposed to quite a bit of Portuguese. I gotcha. I'm somewhat familiar with it. Not as fluent as I'd like to be. Mainly because I'm, you know, somewhat a perfectionist. When it comes to actual skills. Like language. And I gotta say, it is a lot easier listening to Portuguese than it is reading it, because for some reason, like, my brain doesn't translate the pronunciation very well. Oh, you've been learning Spanish? Awesome. I mean, I hear you. But I mean, I once heard, I don't know how true this is, mind you, but like the human brain can only really process up to a total of 7 languages. Fluently, mind. Yeah, don't know how true that is, but it is an interesting thing, because there is a lot that goes into speaking a language fluently. It's not true? Really? Like, what is the most languages somebody could really, you know, learn fluently? Because I guess it's another difficulty that, you know, what would you...
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are either.
Please leave.
What are you doing here? Okay, good talk, lady. Damn! That is a lot. Well, does she, do they speak it, fluently? Or 9 languages fluently? I mean, either way, it's massively impressive. I feel like that's the kind of person who, like, segues into, like, different languages at random in the middle of a sentence. Like, come on, back to English. I don't know what you're saying. Arabic, French, English, Portuguese are ones you can say for sure. Fluently? No way. No way. That's awesome. Okay, huh. Oh, gotcha. Whack 'em. Couldn't help but notice my health It's taking longer and longer to, like, zorp back up. Oh, you know what? It may have something to do with this being a dangerous domain. Yep. Yep, that's probably the case. Is this leading where I think it's leading? I seem to remember this plant boss being ridiculous. I seem to notice my health is not doing so hot. Actually resorting to a freaking healing potion. What is this world coming to? I must ask you to stop doing that. Not you guys, I'm talking the plants dropping poison. Mortal danger. Warning. Attention. Focus. Carl. There we go. Whew. Yes, it is. It's leading you into a book about a book that sings a book to a book called a teapot. There we are. Actually sounds familiar. It's a book. It's leading you into a book about a book that sings a book to a book called a teapot. Huh. Hey, you know? Maybe I'm becoming a psychic. Which, as a degree of power that would kind of be my worst nightmare, actually knowing what people think. There's several things, like, I just don't want to know. Don't want to know. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's one of those, like, forbidden knowledge sort of things, where it's like, you think you want it until you get it, in which case, yo, I didn't realize it's the worst thing ever. Well, it sounds like that's the sort of thing I'm seeing. Well, riddle me this. If that's what they're thinking about, and you can't know that until after you look into it, do you have a choice whether you see it or not? You don't need another form of stimuli. I gotcha. Well, it's also, I mean, if you think about it, the human mind can process a lot of information really fast. So if you're processing all your information really fast, processing all their information really fast, all of their intrusive thoughts, all their, you know, kind of stuff going on, it just sounds like a recipe for disaster. Yeah. I can cone and control what they see. That'd be pretty interesting. So basically you can control people as long as you maintain eye contact. And in a cone. I mean, I don't know if you can maintain eye contact in a cone, but You know what? In this case, you can. Yeah, exactly. And control's an illusion to begin with. There's no such thing as true control. Okay, this place is frightening. Give me my honeybee balm. No, no, no. Okay, mortal danger, stand by. This is a rather girthy boss. The Eldritch Plant. Look at those hit points. Oh my god. Okay. I don't like it when my health drops that low. But wait, there's more. Okay, fine.
That skill's not ready.
Don't do it. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. Okay. That's the sort of thing that killed one of my characters before. We ain't doing it again. Not ready to look away yet. Live! Haha! That's what I thought. Boom. Victory is sweet. All right. You can control your psychic ability, or does it just automatically happen? I would argue if you maintain it, it would probably just automatically happen. Because, I mean, like, how do you control that sort of thing? I mean, maybe you control it like sight. Like, you can't open and close your eye. You can open and close your eye, but, like, can you open and close your mind? What does that mean? Woohoo! What, they close their mind? Well, yeah, but, like, they also kind of purple lightning a lot of stuff. They don't really explain what opening and closing a mind is, right? Like, do they just kind of freely think random thoughts so that somebody reading their mind can only see those surface level ones? Do they maintain layers of thought? As much as I, you know, as a kid, I liked the Harry Potter series, I feel like that was a weakness. They really didn't explore a lot of their science that they worked with. Which I always thought was kind of a bummer. They had a lot of cool ideas that they could have gone farther with. Oh, yeah? Really? Oh, that's cool. Is that like kind of a fan base thing, or is that kind of like the Harry Potter Silmarillion? Yeah, exactly. But I will be fair. Like, it's actually not incredibly common for a lot of books to, you know, truly explore the ideas that they have. As I mentioned before, that's one of my gripes about time travel stories. Pretty bad, unfortunate. Both and if J.K. Rowling writes something on it, it's locked and cannot be edited. Oh, so she's the one who runs it? Oh. Interesting. I mean, I guess that's a good way to kind of like make a community fan theory thing where the person who makes it canon, i.e. the person who writes the story, can, you know, solidify it. You know, I heard that series was pretty good. I gotta dive into that. the impression it's a geared more towards young adults at this time, so I wonder if I get a similar perspective to the target audience. Well, different isn't necessarily a bad thing. Really? There we go. And in truth, it's always interesting to see how different your perspective was then, like how you remember it versus when you read it. Or when you originally read it, I should say. Yeah, hit points, could you stay up, please? Yeah, okay, run. I don't like it. He's raining fire. Get out of here. There's so many rockmen. Oh my god. Your wife has been reading it. No kidding. That's kind of cool. Is she kind of getting a different perspective on it? That's awesome. And I kind of like the idea of, you know, reading a story to the kid. Because, I mean, it's a good way to enjoy the story together. And kind of, you know, give you grounds to discuss, too. Probably not the best before bed, but you know what I mean. That's kind of cool. You dive into books way harder than they do. I get you. Is that, are you just more of a binge reader, or? Yeah, a Eastern set. Huh. I get you. Sometimes those fan theories can be pretty interesting. Especially if it's like you're in the middle of a series, right? And the other one hasn't been written yet, so basically you got years of fan theories to be making. Up until the book's actually written. But sometimes that could just be a recipe towards madness. That's kind of cool. Like, what's the current series that you're reading now? If you are reading one. You know, presumably at some point there are traveling witches. I have not seen any traveling witches. Yeah, right now I'm, as I mentioned, I'm kind of an omnivorous reader, so I just kind of have a paper bag where I pull books out at random. This current paper bag is very wildly populated with, detective novels. And not just detective novels, but British detective novels. Well, let's say European, because the last one he was Irish. But, with that, I mean, like, the books are fine. I think if I stick with the genre for too long, I see too many similarities and I tend to lose interest in them, but I don't know, I've seen some interesting ones. Yeah. I don't know, I try to like stagger a, you know, your serious modern ones with a fantasy one, with a sci-fi, with like, you know, a philosophy book with a, you know, just talking about a subject. Maybe something so wildly out of my comfort zone that, you know, I know for sure that I'm not the target audience, but, you know, might as well get a new interesting perspective out of it. I've actually found some incredibly good book series that way. Hi, are you a witch? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, right now I'm reading a book called The Room of Bones, which is a English detective novel, which, I don't know, it's not the most stellar. I think I'm getting part of that because I'm in the middle of the series, but, I don't know, I'm actually kind of getting into the characters. And it's, as is very rare, I haven't figured out the mystery yet, so that's a good sign. I just don't like when books get super preachy. And, like, if you maintain a, you know, like a detective novel, you obviously have a writer who has a particular point of view, and they probably try to monologue it. Which, I mean, I'm normally fine with, but, you know, if it gets to the point where it sacrifices the genre itself, like, take science fiction, right? Like, you know, sometimes people write it in terms of, like, social commentary, which is fine. There's plenty of books like that, which are actually incredibly good. I mean, take Blood Meridian, for instance. But, I think if you take it to the point where you're actually losing sight of the science fiction itself, that's when it becomes a bummer. It's like science fiction is supposed to be like the greatest, you know, what if scenario out there. So, like, if you're using that, it's like, well, this is a modern stance, and how we're doing it. It's like, well, okay, I get that. That's how it's happening now, but we've created this what if scenario. How does it portray to this world that you created? This what if scenario of, you know, creating, you know, what would the world like if this happens? Exactly. And there's a lot of really good concepts like that in a sci-fi novels. Like, just thinking about us in space, I mean, that has a lot of ideas, but again, like everything else, it gets tropey. I'm sorry. That's kind of a cool totem. Exactly. Like, I think a book that did it well is, I read a sci-fi called Robots of Gotham, which was really good. Tomb of Ugdal, huh? Sure. That one is about, I mean, it has to do with, like, AI. You know, it's like, what if robots start becoming actual citizens and integrate themselves in society? What rights would they look like? Would they be able to actually rule the world if they're actually better at it? How would humanity respond to that? What would a sympathizer look like and why? I mean, that has all kinds of social commentary attached to it, but it's also, it explores the story well enough that it stays true to the sci-fi that it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good book. I suggest it. It's a fun one. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what this dungeon is. Or why. Hello, random demon. Madness! It cannot be! A living thing I sense, and yet it's been so long. Okay. Are you trapped here? Were I to be set free, what a forlorn dream. Bound these stones but for eternity. I'll find no rest in this great dark beyond the veil. Ow, my knee. But you, if you are real, and you're not as I am, you can leave. You can touch. You can fight. Please, mortal, with powerful enough soul as a vector, I may be able to pierce through the veil and pass on from this torment. No need to slaughter the innocent. Just bring me the twisted spirit of a most ancient and powerful Wendigo. Actually, I think you're a threat. How were you trapped here? Many moons, Arkova, Necromancer, Rage, Revenge. Actually, I think you're a threat. A mockery. A thing that does not exist. A voice within an empty hall threatened me. Oh. Well, I didn't mean to fight him. Sure. I'll get him a random Wendigo spirit. I'm sure that won't end in, like, you know, torment. Really? What's the game about? The soundtrack's nice. The only thing I really have to go off of is the, you know, just really one screen. Great visuals, amazing music, interesting puzzles with unique mechanic. The story isn't the appeal, really. Oh, really?
I'll give you a good price.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like a game that stands well enough on its own that it can actually do without the story itself. That's pretty impressive. Excellent.
See you around.
Got something you need stashed? I'll keep an eye out.
Hey, got any more scrap metal?
So it's more visual storytelling. They do have some spoken... Oh, God. I've rolled over the cord of my headset. There we go. They do have some spoken stuff, but not much. It takes you through different worlds. Oh, that's kind of cool. Are the worlds vastly different, or is it kind of like on the whimsical side? The Dirge of Arkovia. I've already forgotten what I wanted here. Damn. Which one was it? Because we are getting up to pretty close to level 60. I do want to have it here. Was it Menhir's Bastion? No, it was Eye of the Storm. That's what I wanted. I just need an absolute crap ton of Manticore Eyes. Because of course I do. Sure. We'll get those. It's a two-person game, but they do have the ability to play single player. Oh, no, I'm sorry. My question was in this game. I was trying to remember which thing I wanted, but I remembered. And then I realized I don't have the resource required. Two-person game, but they have the ability to play single player with an AI. Really? Were you able to play it with a friend, or were you played it on your own? Nice. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to get the reward here. Then I'm going to head back. No. I've changed my mind. I'm going to do this differently. I'll hold on to the Wendigo spirit, right? There, I have 6 of them. Nice. And do you think it made enough of a lasting impression to, like, really warrant multiple playthroughs? Nice. It's always awesome when you find a game like that.
Got something you need stashed? I'll keep an eye on this.
So if that's the case, what's your favorite game of all time? If you could actually answer the question. Because I do realize it's a very difficult question to answer. Writings of the Yelithians. Eathliness. Hope that prayer and ritual would protect us. That distance would play in our favor. But even in these remote temples, the hubris of our oligarchs, grand deception of the necromancer find us. I watch as the elders of my order descend hopelessly into the endless madness. The young among us pray for death that will never come. But I find power in eternity. I focus my mind on ancient texts and rituals and learnings of those who came before. There is more knowledge than even immortality will permit me to retain. And so, as my body fails me, I pray that only my mind sustains. There is a ritual that bound us to this cursed fate. Where a ritual that bound us to this cursed fate exists, there must also be knowledge that will undo our cruel bonds. Time is on my side. I will find answers. Nice. If I get a capture card, oh, that would be awesome. I would love to see it. Here's the spirit that you seek. In all the centuries, I never thought I would leave this place, forever bound into these stones. Seclusion was driving me to madness. Thank you, human, for seeing through the madness and giving me a chance at peace. I offer you a strange text as thanks. I know not the words. They seem bound to the enemies with which you battle. Farewell, human. Rest in peace, Ogdal. Nice. The ethereal missive. Oh my. That was basically a reputation and a switching of a particular... Oh, I never did this. Savagery. Yes. Grant me that. And then my lightning bolt can be attached to something else. Like upheaval. That sound right? 7%. 100% chance. Yeah, there you go. Nice. I definitely like that out of 20. Let's go get some more Manticore eyes. Pine Barrens. Favorite game? Probably Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh yeah, I think I asked you that before. But there are so many great genres. Puzzle would be Portal 2 or Degrees of Separation, but adventure and open world Zero Dawn. For a more guided experience. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I see. I definitely see a theme of a adventure games there. One game I would suggest that's on Steam is called Hob. H-O-B. That game is, if you like Zelda-like games and adventure, that one's incredible. Yeah. Like, I beat it. It was really fun. It has some grotesquerie, but it's not like a particularly gory game. It's kind of similar, much more colorful, but it's a similar art style as Death's Door, back when we were playing that. So, like, yeah, there's little splashes of blood, but it's not, like, you know, super graphic. Yeah. Where be the manticores? I need their eyes. Make sure we're still in the soundtrack. Oh, we got a couple songs. The next track, I'm going to do something with a little bit more energy to it. Kind of get hopping, but this soundtrack is really good. Very peaceful, very chill. I also like how kind of slow it is, because, you know, it's not too oppressive. It doesn't bear down on you. It just really just gives you a little atmosphere. I think I appreciate that about it. Yeah. I'm sorry, an entire manticore freaking totem?
That skill's not.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, guys, easy. It's those giant guys. They're so strong. Come on, Stone Grind. You don't need to do this. But I did get a Manticore Eye, and that's important. Okay, give me your eyes. I only need like 5 more. A shrapnel pistol? That sounds amazing. That actually just sounds like a pistol where the bullet explodes in the barrel. What this is? The volley gun. Oh, it does fire damage. Neat. I'll be level 62 for it, though. More manticores. You know, the Greek mythology manticore was a lion with a spiked tail that has a human face, and it also spoke. And specifically ate people. Yeah. It's kind of like a sphinx. Just, you know, worse. I think it's the human face part that throws me off. Like, what do you make of that? Kind of a rhetorical question. Removing the human face. Yeah, exactly. Well, then all you get is a skull. I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. This might be added into my morning warm-ups. We both appreciate and agree. That's one thing this character does that actually throws me off quite a bit. He goes through people's belongings and eats their food pretty much, you know, without exception. Like, he doesn't carry his own food. But, like, let's say you're an adventurer, right? And I totally understand if you're starving, desperation and stuff like that, but like, let's say you're not starving, right? You can actually go to base and get a meal. But like, oh my god. Would you actually go into somebody else's backpack, pull out their food, and then just eat it? In a situation like this, like you assume the owner is dead or gone in some fashion. Trying to get an idea of whether that cleansing thing's working. None of these things are eyes. I don't know, there's something weird about just like, I don't know why, but taking somebody else's food and eating it. Yeah, it's true. I don't know, I think I'm kind of assuming, like, if it's food on a plate or something, when it's probably, like, packaged food. Like, ready for transport, like a bag of nuts or something. About to sneeze, give me a moment. Alright. Oh, those aren't manticores. Whack them and go back into the fray. I think I've exhausted my manticore stores. But yeah, I think I would feel differently if I take somebody's, like, can of food versus if I'm eating off of their plate. I don't know. It very much depends how desperation works there. Cool, I've done my little mini mission. Forgot to summon my clouds again. That's a grievous error right there. Like a good chunk of my damage dealing capability. Oh, he really traveled this bog. Have I been in this cave? Yes, it's the undergrowth. I have. Okay. It's another one of the woes of being easily distracted. It's completely forgetting where you left off. It wasn't that long of a sojourn. Come on. Get up? No? Okay. Whoa. Speaking of high-powered water, jeez. The corrupt shell. And then mud rock. Man, this stuff is quite strong. Got crazy belts. I'm sorry. 49 health regenerated by second? Or per second? That's a lot. Huh. Inquisitor belt. Unseeing swiftness. That's a awful. Has it? Okay. Cool. Let's go towards something a little more uppity. Let's do BPM, bullets per minute. Got a good beat to it. Yeah. I've changed my mind. Let's go to Loop Hero. There we go. Shows how quickly I changed my mind. Like, I definitively believe in this thing. No, I don't. Not anymore. But let it be known, in that that absolute second, I did 100% believe it. I believe it. You don't like this song? Oh no. Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay. Again, that's more for parsing out information. I just didn't link the two sentences together. I was gonna say, Loop Hero was a really good game. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever got to the point where you're like listening to a song, it's been stuck in your head all day, but then when you actually turn it on to listen to it, nah, that's not what I want to listen to. There we go. I'm not sure if this is off the beaten path or not. I like to think that cleansing water thing's working. Done that mainly because I rarely get a song stuck in your head to listen to it instead of, oh, that's fair. I get that oftentimes because it's not that I'm not allowed to listen to music at work, it's the fact that part of my job is getting interrupted every 45 seconds, so I don't really get a chance to listen to music, right? Hey, what's going on, Bear Zealot? How you doing? How's the day treating you? Yeah, you're tyranning around. No, I totally get that. But sometimes you type fast. I get you. Yeah. So, Barzell, have you played a lot of Grim Dawn? We've been undergoing the hardcore veteran challenge. This is still the first difficulty, so while this character is doing quite well, eruption of anguish, huh? While he's still doing quite well, he's still quite untested in the higher difficulties. I'm pretty happy with him. He's a lot stronger than I thought he'd get after dealing with a lot of deaths. Are you? Nice. A two-handed gun. That's probably pretty strong. Get a lot more kiting ability. A ward totem. Okay. But if that's the case, yeah, how are you building out your character? What's your second class? Are you a warder, or are you leaning in a different direction? Well, I never really considered what Primal Strike does with the gun. Like, I guess it's just at range. That sounds incredibly strong. That's like a magic scud missile. Yeah, we doubled up as the soldier, making a warder. And our durability is quite well, even though I've kind of abandoned the idea of putting points into shaman. I gotcha. While I do have, like, 4 points in the soldier, I am pretty close to a single class. Or not to coffee. What are you even asking? To coffee. There you go. Cheers to you. I've already finished my coffee, but I can raise my cup at the very least.
Welcome, traveler. I hope the day finds you. Pardon me, are you making threats? We do not take kindly to that here.
You're very kind, but I will kill you. I don't have time for
feel like
this.
You're making a brash decision for which
Can I
there is
please have it?
no turn. And if it so happens that we have in our possession this thing you see, why should we just hand it over? I'm afraid if you want something from us, we are going to need something from you.
What do you need?
Glad you agree. It's true, we do have this thing, and it can be yours in exchange for some trivial assistance. The things I'm sure you will have no trouble undertaking. Speak to my friends Tybald and Jordan, and once I've heard back from them, I shall give you what you...
Oh, okay, so just help this faction of cannibals. They're cannibals. Vietnamese coffee. That's actually incredibly good. I do like me some Vietnamese coffee.
See anything you like?
Brazilian coffee is good too. A good soldier necklace. Excellent.
I am well fed.
Find this Tybalt guy. Hello. Said you're fit to lay left alive. You look like you'd be. Certainly try. No, I don't, but very well. What do you need? Items afforded to us. However, 3 haven't recently been damaged. Fair enough. Let's go find some totems. And
Welcome, traveler.
unusual, but I'm happy. Sure. Rescue travelers and restore wards. Fair enough. Off we go. You can actually speed run through this area and just murder the barrel home, but I don't know. I like the idea of having factions that I can just, you know, try to master. Why make enemies, right? Who cares if they eat people? Well, to say I side with them is a very strong statement. I just do their quest and then you know, make sure they like me. I don't betray anybody for them. I don't actually recall if they give me anything useful. I just like the friendly cannibal town. I have a light roast coffee, Calypso brand. Is Keats & Co. from Good Store. Generally mix it with a tiny bit of medium roast. Nice. I know this track is only 5 songs, but it really perks me up. Bring a little life in me. Yeah, what's so bad with a few cannibals, right? They mind their own business. I don't assume they go out and hunt. Seem to be relatively good-natured. I mean, is the Spirit of the Wendigo really so bad? Probably horrendous. Yeah, it's the it's the Loop Hero Metal Mix. It's like not too thrashy. It's got the rhythm down pretty well. Kind of like the guitar sounds. I would prefer the actual OST, but, you know, if I had a choice, this one's pretty good. How do I get there? Oh, it's probably on this side. Yeah. See that? I'm a mapping pro. Sorry. Alcadius the Unburied. Oh, that's cool. Oh, these guys are undead. I don't think I noticed that before. Maybe being a Wendigo isn't what all that it's cracked up to be. Damn. Where the heck is this totem? It might be directly to the north. I might have passed it. Oh well. Northeastern and northern. Random mine? Don't mind if I do. Yeah, these crabs are actually pretty tanky. This place is actually pretty extensive. All right. Nice. Actually, I'm petering out pretty quick. Let's do this. We're gonna hear out here. But with that, past what I'm really used to getting to sleep. But with this, I'm gonna call it for the evening. I probably need to hit some sleep, but with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I will be back on tomorrow. We're going to be playing some Baldur's Gate. I've been excited for this all week, so it's super good. But I hope you guys have a lovely evening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Good night.